That game sucked.
Well, you guys had a great shooting night, but somehow weren't the better team. What happened out there that prevented you from getting the win?
That's easy, man. It all comes down to our effort on defense. The scoring was there for us, but we still lost. And that says that we didn't do enough to stop them defensively. And that's hard to swallow, because we shouldn't be losing games where our offense is functioning so efficiently. We've got a lot of work to do to make up for this now. If we want to be a team that truly has a chance to contend, then our defense needs to step way up and not let games like this one get away from us.
Alright, here we go.
Everyone, good evening on this Saturday night in the NBA. Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's the East versus West, where the Charlotte Bobcats will be looking to make a statement. This is their first chance to take a look at the Jazz this season. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They'd like to change that now.
Well, they went 0-2 against them last year, and they feel like they should have done much better. They look for an intense game tonight.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Kirilenko, Millsap, and Jefferson are the front court. Bella's out there with Devin Harris. And for the Bobcats, Augustine and Henderson are the backcourt pair. Boris Diaw is out there with Tyrus Thomas, and it's Spaghetti in at the 3 spot. And you're right, Clark, a poor outcome last season. Both of these clubs, suffering similar fates.
Yeah, Kev, the word for the day is not necessarily...
Here's Augustine. His last outing, he had 8 points. Corey Maggette on the wing. From about 19 feet. Rebounded by Devin Harris.
Devin Harris, Kevin, was an all-star with the Nets back in 2009, but injuries have held him back recently. He played 71 games last season, and that was the most he played in 4 seasons.
And Millsap backing in. Shot is no good. And Charlotte the other way now. Going back to Devin Harris, Clark, considered a scoring point guard, which is often kind of a backhanded compliment. He did set a career high in assists last year, Steve. Over 7 a game.
Yeah, and when he was in New Jersey, he really didn't have a whole lot of help offensively. So we'll see how he can develop in Utah. They've always played a pretty specific system that involves everybody. And I think Devin Harris will have a chance to really blend in well there with the Jazz.
Kicks it to Millsap. Moving the ball. Miles the pass to Harris. Pass to Favors. Shot clock at 6. Backing down is Jefferson. From down low. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. It's going to be on Corey Maggette.
You know, seeing Big Al Jefferson out there, I can't help but think of the funnier stories about him. I mean, back in 2009, he lost 30 pounds eating foot-long sandwiches with wheat bread. That really managed to change his body. There must have been something really healthy inside of those foot-longs. I mean, the wheat bread is outstanding. That's a good choice. That's a good eating choice. But there had to be something low-cal in the foot-long wheat bread. Yeah, if he lost 30 lbs.
We've got new science going on if it's different.
Oh, my goodness.
Joel Frisvilla checked in for Corey Maggette. Good on the second free throw. Clark, back to that Al Jefferson story. I wish I could eat 2 sandwiches and lose weight. Huh?
Well, your metabolism has ramped up pretty good. I've seen you throw it down, and you haven't gained a pound.
Well, Clark, look at Steve. I mean, come on, Steve. What's your secret? What's your secret?
Well, I only eat 1 sandwich. Have you guys ever considered that?
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Paul Silas gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. The frustration was evident in his voice when I asked him about the way their season had been developing. He told me, we've been learning the hard way that anything less than a 100% effort is not going to get it done. I want to see my guys a lot hungrier than they have been. That would certainly help, gentlemen.
Oh
Thanks,
my
Doris.
God.
Jazz leading by 3.
Guys, the Jazz weren't terrible on the road last season. I mean, they didn't hit the 500 mark, but I don't know if that was really the source of their problem.
Millsap kicks to Favors, and that one's good. Favors got his first bucket in this one. Here comes DJ Augustine. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Jumps up, and he converts the layup. The one thing about the Jazz on the road, Clark, they fouled so much last year, they wouldn't get the same calls as the away team.
Yeah, they fouled a lot. They were right up there near the top of the league. And when you do that on the road, when you foul and you're sending the home team to the line, that allows that team to get back to
Here is Watson. Babcock in a 2-guard. Tyrus Thomas out there with White. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Maggette in at the small forward. That's the Bobcats 5. Okur dishes to Favors. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, one look at Derek Favors, and you realize why he was so highly touted coming out of Georgia Tech. He's 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, great athlete. It's just a matter of refining his skills down on the block before he becomes a really good player.
That one is off. Speaking of Derek Favors, the thing I know that Steve likes about him, and Clark, I'm going to take some words from you, I know that you love about him, in college in particular, here's a big man who makes his presence felt certainly around the rim.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he can make a jumper here and there, but by and large, he's inside getting deep position and making the other team deal with him all game long inside. And, you know, every team can use a guy like that who has that tenacity to get work done in the paint.
And the second free throw, good.
What a way to come into the NBA last year for Derek Favors. His name was mentioned in trade rumors all season long. Thought he was going to end up in Denver, finally landed in Utah, but he's got a ton of potential, and he's working hard. He's got a chance to be a good player.
Six to shoot. They're moving it around.
He wasn't paying any attention to the defense. Poor pass there.
Here's Watson. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
I was very disappointed in their ball movement, their shot selection, their spacing. It seemed like they had no rhythm at the offensive end.
None at all, Steve, and in part because they did a poor job of spacing the floor. And when you don't space the floor, it's hard to get shooters open.
And that one's good by Maggette. And Steve, Derek Favors for Rook has already shown that he can rebound and block shots at the NBA level. All right, so Clark, that being said, it looks like he's got the complete package, all the tools.
Yeah, he does have great physical tools, and I think he'll be an impact player defensively before he will offensively. He's got some rough edges that have to be rounded out. But again now, he's a big guy, only 19 years old. If he can stay healthy, let's see where he is 3, 4, 5 years from now. And I think he got a chance to be really good.
Count the bucket. He has 6. Here is Hayward. And here's Watson. Here is Hayward, covered by Maggette. 5 to shoot.
Well, credit the defense, but you've got to be more careful with the ball.
So they take the lead. And the Bobcats lead by 1. And here's Watson.
Well, I think last year when the Bobcats traded Gerald Wallace, they lost a part of their soul and their identity. And it's tough to win when you lose a guy like that, but they did get a couple of draft picks, and that will help them in this rebuilding process.
He is not the guy you want to leave open behind the arc, guys. I mean, come on, you got to understand who you're defending.
It's tipped. Here's Babcock. And it's Miles with the rebound. And Clark, back to that trade Steve was just talking about. We both like Gerald Wallace a great deal.
Yep.
But that's, I think, what was the key. When you saw that he was let go, you knew the Bobcats were starting to look to the future.
Yeah, starting to do an about-face, and those draft picks will help them not only get more talent, but also get a little younger as well. And it's not going to be easy. It never is, but I think they're headed in the right direction.
Here's Temple. Back to Maggette. He's covered by Watson. Thomas. Down goes the slam.
Oh, my goodness, what a slam.
Yeah, he usually gives the fans something to remember him by.
Yep, you can count on something special from him on a nightly basis.
Favors against Thomas. Now Watson. And the Jazz, another 3.
Now they've settled into a pretty nice groove here offensively in the second quarter.
Yeah, I like the way they picked up the pace shooting the ball. I mean, the field goal percentage upwards of 50% now.
There's the pass to White. He has 6. Here's Babcock. Tries again. Puts up the baby hook. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's on Mehmet Okur.
At the line for your Bobcats, shooting 3.
First one falls for him. Jazz lead by 3.
Your Bobcats.
And welcome to the HP Halftime Report. A great one underway at Time Warner Cable Arena. The Jazz are making every effort to win. You can see the effort on the offensive glass, mixing it up, getting plenty of second shot opportunities. And the Bobcats have been plugging away. Their season hasn't started off the way they've wanted, but it's still early. Plenty of time to recover. I don't think you see field goal percentages this high in layup lines. They've been simply outstanding tonight. We've already seen some highlights from these two in the first half, leading both their teams in scoring. And now, other NBA games in the books from earlier. Check them out. Sacramento with a loss to the Bulls out at United Center. They couldn't get anything going, it seemed. And another game that also finished up. The Warriors came out on top against the Rockets in Houston. Just a huge game they pull out in overtime. That's a big boost for any club. The bulk of the scoring came from Stephen Curry. And a look here at the other action around the association. For the Cavaliers at Quicken Loans Arena, we find them trailing to Boston. I think we might be looking at a little garbage time before this one's over. And that's it for us here at 2K Sports Studios. Hope to see you back next time.
been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Hear it? Taking a look at the Jazz. Francisco Elson is out there with Favors. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Andre Kirilenko. And it's Price in at the point. Kirilenko with it. On the mark from 16 feet out. Kirilenko's got 5 now. Here's Augustine. 9-point game. Now Prisville. And it's going to be...
Oh, come on, dude. I get stuck in that stupid motion, and I can't move.
Early in the season. Look at the Clippers. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And, of course, the Jazz, 3 games behind.
Checking out Utah, they've not achieved any of even the most modest goals they've set for themselves so far.
Well, it's been a tough year, Clark, no question. There was a lot of talk for them before the season about proving the doubters wrong. But at this point, the doubters look right.
6 on the shot clock. Goes up on the wing. No good. And Charlotte the other way now.
And not really the guy you want taking that shot there.
The feed now to McGuire. He's got 6. From 17 feet out. A rebound by the Jazz. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And I thought the most impressive part of that win, other than the final score, was just the way they shared the ball offensively.
Well, exactly, Steve. I mean, everybody was in on the act.
Launches it. That grabs the rebound inside. The catch trailed by 9. Brown, good.
That's why you push the ball. You score before the defense has a chance to set up.
Exactly. They had the defense on its heels that time.
Price outside. Passes it to Kirilenko. Moving the ball well. Backing down is Jefferson. A jump hook. That's good. Jefferson's got 8 points in the quarter.
Looking much more comfortable out on the floor here in the second half.
They set the screen. Here is McGuire. And he was camped in the lane.
Oh my God.
Here's a look at what's coming up for the Utah Jazz. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. For the Bobcats, Tyrus Thomas is checked in for Brown. Diao comes in for Joel Prisbilla. And it's Henderson for McGuire. The Jazz also changing it up. Paul Millsap's checked in for Elson. L comes in for Derek Favors. Devin Harris subbed in for Ronnie Price. Harris outside. It's a look. The Jazz with another miss.
Still trying to get into the swing of things here offensively. It just has not happened for him.
Taken away by Kirilenko. Pushing it up. Millsap misses.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Woke loose. Unloads. The good-looking shot from the wing. He's got 8.
Not really the shot they were looking for, but still they got it to go.
Harris outside. Back to Jefferson. Now here is Kirilenko. Tight defense on him. The catch trailed by 7.
Slowing it down here, smart. Play for the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, dribble it down to 6 seconds or so and then go. That way you got a chance for a second shot if you miss.
Here's Harris. He's got 8. 4 seconds left. And it's a little long. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Look at Al Jefferson. He's really been playing well.
You know, all game long, he's gone right at defenders, creating contact, and he's found a way to get to the free throw line.
You know, it might not be the prettiest way to tally up the points, but they count nonetheless. I mean, the fourth quarter's coming up, and he might get some guys in foul trouble if he keeps dominating the paint like this.
2K Sports, back in a moment here at the Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte.
Next Friday, Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls take on Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns. The NBA season gains momentum. Make sure to catch it.
So as we get rolling here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for the Sprite Spark Report. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. And it's the Jazz with the Spark Award for the stretch they put together. Things started going their way in the second period, and that was clearly the turning point in this game. They got separation at that point, and now they'll try to close this thing out here in the fourth.
All right, Doris. Charlotte trailing. Babcock, he's in a three. Augustine and Henderson are the backcourt pair. Boris Diaw is out there with Marchetti. That's the Bobcats' foul.
As soon as they forced that turnover, they really attacked the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
Here's Babcock. A three-pointer, no good.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
Shot, high post.
Oh my God.
Millsap's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
That was vicious. I mean, real vicious. He hung on the rim just to say, you realize this is my basket, don't you?
Yeah, that is a nice finishing touch.
Yeah, just finishing with a little emphasis, guys. Nothing wrong with that.
Here's Babcock.
Dude.
Rebound by the Jazz.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Harris outside. Kirilenko backing down. Sinks that one from the post. And it's a 10-point Jazz lead.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
Here's Henderson, and it's good. Off through contact, gets the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. Back to Charlotte, and Steve, you're just talking about that. You thought they were turning the corner the year prior, but couldn't keep the momentum going. They changed coaches. You talked about the injury moments ago about Jackson. I mean, they had a lot of things that kind of got in their way.
Well, even that playoff team from a couple of years back, Kevin, you don't know how much higher the ceiling was for that group, so you almost have to think that rebuilding is the right step for them going forward, even if the fans might have to suffer through some tough years. Sometimes you got to tear it down to build it back up in a better fashion.
Harris outside. Kicks to Jefferson. Clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. First, that stretches their lead to 8. And his second attempt at the line, no good. And Charlotte has possession. Trailing here by 8. Here's Augustine. Oh, that's blocked. Now here is Kirilenko. So it shoots
Yeah,
over
we
the
lost
net.
again.
Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.